podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Hey, Daddy, this is Dollar Beat.
BoxingVoice.com. No matter what nobody say, man. Spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man.
You know the saying, stay hungry, stay humble.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm humble in defeat, and I'm going to remain humble in victory. This is it, right?
Dollar Beyonce Productions.
I just wanted to go on a great boxing masterclass and also show the sweet science of this lovely sport. Man, the first time was so nice, I had to do it twice.
I'm prepared to the best of my capability, and I pray that I get the win. Look at it, I love Mike Tyson, how he came into the game on some different kind of vibe. You know what I mean? It takes a crazy man to want to fight, you know what I mean, day in, day out. It's a hardcore sport, as you said, no silk shoes.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the boxing boys.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. July 29th, second morning edition. Catered a bit to the UK as our UK host, Coach Mitty, 7-0. No, 7-1, I think, in Queensberry boxing or whatever. But he's like 100-0 in Border Wars. And, he knows Chris Kongo. And he's telling us we got to keep an eye out on Chris. But what makes it interesting is that Luther Clay is the European WBO champion, which elevates these gentlemen closer to a shot at Terence Bud Crawford, who is the WBO welterweight champion. And yes, we are talking the welterweight division. These two happen to be across the pond, and we're putting you on them slightly sooner, just in case one of these guys become that potential opponent for Bud. And also because Mitty believes that, Kongo is the goods, yo. Let me go on out to the co-hosts. We're doing something different. So that was your introductions. There's no more intros. Mario, Doomy,
call
and
him Nottingham
Mitty.
Ness
What
because
up?
he just got the whole UK show popping.
Nottingham.
Because I saw the title and I was like, bro, the Manchester Mario thing, I'm coming at him. So I just typed in cities in the UK that start with an N.
Oh, with an N. I was going to say, man, why did you go for Nottingham?
Because, Manchester Mario, Nottingham Ness. I thought it'd be funny. I guess it didn't land. It's all right.
The King of Wessex.
I've heard the stiff silence on stage trying to do comedy, so I'm used to it.
Yeah, no, but that's what you need, man. You need a show that caters for a bit of everyone, man. And
yeah,
UK is representing in the chat, so you have to put people onto UK prospects, man.
Definitely.
Especially if they're going to be potential opponents for someone that we know here in America. I'd rather know them before they're in the big fight and then discredit them because I don't know them in the big fight. What?
It's true.
No, because
it's true.
Because if I don't know you, then I'm be like, yo, who the hell is Luther Clay? He's gonna fight Crawford. Crawford's cherry picking, and it's like that's not what I want to say. That's lack of education. So this is education for those people that are being hard, like, oh man, who are these UK bums or whatever it is that you got on your mind, like. This is education. This is all it is. Yeah, but Mitty, what could you tell us, right? Because I think Kongo trains out of your gym or you just know him and he trains out of Dillian White's gym?
No, it's very close to, it is from South London, so all the neighborhoods around Brixton, Bermondsey. So that's where, my gym is in Peckham. And he's a local guy, right? So I've seen him a few times in my gym, but he doesn't train out of my gym. He train most notably, you guys might have heard of a gym in Brixton called Miguel's Gym. Quite a few good prospects, like Isaac Chamberlain is a product of that gym. Chris Kongo obviously is a product of that gym. And I know him and I interact with him. So, yeah. But yeah, what can I tell you is like, don't be fooled by resume and stuff like that, right? There's some people that are not making like that much of a splash because of the politics of boxing, right? So you can't get big names all the time.
Of course.
But things are looking good for him though. Like, he's signed to Dillian White Management recently.
Well, he's 11-0, so you said something about the the record, and I was like, he's gonna be 26-100, like the guy that Dewey sent to the pre-pro.
I never seen that in my life.
Yo, but I have actually seen that in the heavyweight division. But I'm sorry, Mitty, let me ask you a question, because I've seen pictures, I've seen clips, videos. He looks super athletic. And he looks like a really hard puncher. Am I on something?
He is, but again, like, I don't want to say like really hard puncher, because he has to translate in the resume when you see, right? A really, really hard puncher would be like 11-0 and 11 knockouts, which I don't think he's a slickster. And I don't want to just give you too much, because he's gonna come and tell you,
he's a body puncher for sure. He's a body puncher for sure. I like the way he digs to the body, man. He
I already know what clip Doomy's talking about too.
Yeah,
the big bag, right, where he was digging.
I seen
a 500-pound bag.
No, I seen him in a fight with.
You seen fights of?
Yeah, it was Sir Gomez, and Sir Gomez was a smaller fighter, a shorter fighter, and Kongo was taller, and it just impressed me the way he, being the taller fighter, the way he would bend down and go to the body on a smaller guy, and he would do it very well, and he places his shots pretty good, and he did look a little slick. He looked more of a slickster, but it looks like he can land punches on you, and probably overwhelm you in combinations for the knockouts.
So Hashman,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Hashman in the comment section says that he likes Chris Kongo. He used to box with him in the amateur gym. Very talented fighter, but he feels like he's not ready for Crawford.
No, of course not. I mean, we're talking Crawford, right? So, let people just like make their strides. And like you said, Ness, like sometimes picking up a belt is a blessing, but at the same time, it just like puts you in a fire line maybe too quickly, especially in that like
on your back.
Kind of like lockdown, like, the kind of matchups that we're getting today. You're going to have people with like IBO stripes. You're going to have people with WBO European stripes that necessarily wouldn't get a shot before, but will now get a shot because you want someone who has like a little bit of like silverware with them, right? So yeah.
And how does he? And as far as you, Coach Mitty, because he is a friend of yours, and you've seen him in the gym, you know what he's about. How far is he ready from that?
The Crawford, from the Crawford
I know Crawford's probably a little ways out.
Yeah, I mean,
but a step up, maybe the fighter, the B-level fighter.
What I want him, and I think it will be ready like very soon, and we'll find out after this fight, right? If he comes through Luther, what I'd like to see him is like into domestic kind of fights with names like, Kelly. Josh Kelly is a name that is very, very possible and plausible for him, because when we talk about the amateur pedigree, those guys have seen each other in the amateur scene, right? So, and again, he's going to come and talk to you about like...
Yeah, but Kelly is a dude that perceives himself as an A-side.
Yeah.
I would like to see Chris, if he can beat this Luther Clay guy that I've never heard of. I would rather see him fight a guy like Jojo Dan, Frankie Gavin. Those are welterweights that are domestic.
Damn. How old is he?
Yeah, Gavin is probably out of the picture. I haven't seen like Gavin. He's probably not active anymore. But
really?
I mean, you're right. I understand. I haven't seen Frankie Gavin
they're
in a long
names
time.
though.
They are names, but at the same time, look. Here's what I'm going to say about that. Okay, even if we don't know Luther, we know boxing. We all know what this is. He's being set up as the A-side. We know what that means. So if Chris were to come in here and get that win, we know what that means as well. That means that everybody overlook this guy. That means that everybody, exactly, my man right there coming in clutch with the sound board. But real quick though, I didn't get a chance to ask y'all because I thought of it on the fly. But while y'all were gone during the break, I just pulled up like 3 or 4 questions that we used to ask. I modified them a little bit, like the get to know you questions. So you think Chris would be cool with those, with asking that?
Yeah, it should be cool, man. Like
Okay,
when
cool.
you're here there for an interview, man, yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Okay,
You've
cool.
got to address
Now
Send
I'm
me
just
that
gonna ask.
username, Mitty. I sent you a text. I need that username, or you could go ahead and add him because you're part of the call. You can add him if you know it.
Yeah. 1 second.
Go up and add him.
Because we just waiting on him. But you did say 11 anyway, so he's got 3 minutes. But just for context, Kerman Lehagra, who beat, I think he lost or beat Avanesian, right? Let me see.
Avanesian.
He did lose to Avanesian twice. So that guy, he's also signed to Luth Bello. This guy, Kerman Lehagra, from he beat Frankie Gavin 2 years ago. So Mitty's right. He hasn't fought since 2018, but that's not too far.
What about JoJo Dan?
That's not too far removed. Like, you can definitely get him back for Luther Clay. If they want to invest in Clay, right? If they want to invest in Clay, yeah, you can get him in there. JoJo Dan, let's see.
I was checking it.
These are just I threw those names out because Kelbrook faced those names, and it's like, look.
Damn.
He might be able to.
2017,
Oh,
Jamal
yeah?
James,
Yeah.
the last time. Yo, every time I go to BoxRec and I see JoJo Dan's real name, it's like the first time I see it. What? I don't even know how to pronounce that. Ironut? Ironut?
His
Bro,
name is I
tell me
Nutted on
I'm
Dan.
not tripping. Yo, I'm telling you right now, if you were in, I mean, obviously everybody knows JoJo Dan, right? That's listening. But if you've never gone to his BoxRec, go to his BoxRec. I swear to God, his name is Ionut.
Inut.
Let me see.
Dan Ion.
What about Bizier? Kevin Bizier? Oh, damn, yo. That's how you know that Kell Brook's resume is made up. All the guys he faced are retired. Like, all the guys he beat, they retired.
They're made up. Kell Brook's been fighting for a long time. Of course they would be retired.
He been fighting nobodies for a long time.
Bro. Nah, you know what that is? That just shows that Ness only recently started paying attention to UK boxing at that level.
Bro.
Not recently, but like over the past 4 or 5 years.
Bro, you wildin'. Look at this.
They all retired.
And actually, isn't JoJo Dan from Canada?
From Romania.
Oh, is he from what? No, he's not. Is he?
Think
Yo,
so.
Are you just
what about
joking?
Sinchenko? Sinchenko's
No, but he is
retired.
from Canada,
Oh my God, Sinchenko's retired too.
I mean, I guess nationality, but
Everyone's retired.
Yeah, he
already.
was born in Romania, right? I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Yo, did Zafata retire?
Zafata? Nah, isn't that
he last fought versus Horn though?
Yeah,
he just
in
Guys,
19.
he went back to stripping.
What's up, Mitty?
I'm adding Chris now, right? So he just messaged me. He said, and he's just joining the chat now. So I believe we have Chris now on the call.
Yes. What's going on?
Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's there.
Yo, Chris.
The camera's not on.
Turn
How you doing, bro?
How do I turn this camera on? Yes. 1 second. Where are we?
Yeah, no worry. We give you time to turn your camera on, man. Don't worry. Do your thing, then we will come to you in 2 seconds.
How do I do this, bro?
What are you using?
Yeah.
Using an iPhone?
On my head. Yeah.
Yeah,
there he
tap on the camera.
goes.
There you go. My man.
Bruh.
What's happening, lad?
What's
That's
going on?
Damn, how much
I'm
you
good,
bench with
man,
a
I'm
chest
good.
just carved out of stone? Look at that.
Uh-oh.
You see,
Bro,
my man
traps,
gassing you
bro.
up, man. They gassing you up already.
Uh-oh.
I'm ready,
Hey,
man.
why don't you get
Yeah.
your phone and turn it sideways?
Yes. Good call.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Is that
That didn't
cool?
work.
Other side.
it's his camera probably doesn't.
He's
rotate.
got it. No, he's got it on lock. He's got.
Yeah,
Oh, he's got
rotation
it on lock.
Yeah,
That's all right. It's all good. Go ahead and turn it right
Hold on.
side up again. It's fine.
Mario
He's
got
gonna-
him
Oh, there he
blurred.
goes.
Oh,
Perfect.
there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good to go, yeah?
Got
Yo,
the wide view now.
Chris, let me find out you got a
Wonderful.
droid over there. You working with a droid?
Would you? No,
The
I'm
iPhone.
working with the iPhone.
Bruh, well, you got to, get under some light, man. You need some light over there.
Let me check something. 1 second.
Maybe if
let
you
me see.
face,
Let me
maybe
see
if
where
you
the light.
face the window, not with the window to the back of you. Maybe that'll work. There you go. Now,
Much
now
better.
we can
Go.
see him. Now we know what he looks like.
It's because he's
All
Dracula,
right.
bro. Ain't nobody stopping him.
So how are you, brother?
Cool. I'm good, man. I'm good. Not too bad. How are you?
I'm good, man. I mean, I'm excited for you. This is definitely a WBO European title. You know, it takes you a step closer to a world title. We don't know anything about Luther Clay. Obviously, Coach Mitty put us on. He beat Freddy Kiwitt. He's letting us know you are the guy. So yeah, man, we wanted to get you on and kind of just find out a little bit about you. Mario, don't you got like 3 questions you want to
Yeah,
hit
but I
him
want to
with?
do that at the end though, after we get the boxing out of the way.
Okay. So tell us how you got started in the sport.
I started with my 2 brothers who were boxing beforehand. So I got 2 older brothers. So when I was a kid, I just used to go to the gym. It was kind of like a youth club. So I was mainly downstairs. Upstairs was the boxing gym. And then over the couple months, I just started finding myself in the boxing gym. And then from then, it just all turned into boxing, really. So yeah, that's how I started.
And go ahead, Mitty. I'm sorry.
Chris, I mean, it's good to know how you started and all that, but obviously, they call you Too Slick for a reason. Talk to us about, how that nickname came about, and maybe transition a bit to what you did in the amateurs as well, man.
Okay, yeah. So as an amateur, I started off. I was 11 when I had my first fight. Built myself up. Won the Golden Gloves, the schoolboys, which is what it's called. Won the schoolboys, became #1 in the UK. Won the juniors, became #1 in the UK. Won the youths, became #1 in the UK. And I just built myself up. And then as a senior, when I started transitioning myself, the name Too Slick come about the supporters that was actually at the boxing show. So I boxed against a guy from the army. We all know the army guys have a good reputation of being very fit and conditioned. But I went in there and he literally couldn't lay a glove on me. And it was actually the crowd that was chanting Too Slick. And then when I got out there, when I won the fight and got out the ring, loads of people was actually queuing up to take photos and sign autographs, because it was actually like a dinner show. So it wasn't like a proper boxing show. It was more of a dinner show for a few of the guys that old school guys from the army who have now retired and brought their families down and stuff. So yeah, that's where the name comes from.
So, Chris, let me ask you, how excited are you to fight in the backyard, for lack of a better word? The events are about to kick off this Saturday. We've seen the footage, we've seen the pictures. It looks amazing. So how excited are you to be a part of something, extremely rare and quite unique?
Innovative as well.
Innovative too, yeah.
I mean, I'm very excited. I've been waiting for an opportunity for a long time. Obviously, I've been out the ring for 16 months, but out of that 16 months, I'll say probably about 14. Out of that 16 months, 14 and a half of them have been hard work and ticking over. The rest has been the rest of that has literally been just resting the body, letting the body recover. So yeah, the main thing is I've been staying in shape throughout the time, and obviously I've had a few ups and downs in and out the ring and through boxing. So yeah, I just believe this is my time now, and when it's someone's time, you just can't be stopped, man, regardless. So yeah.
And how
real
have
quick,
you,
go ahead. I'm sorry, Doomy.
Yeah, just curious, because we asked a lot of the fighters to come on this question. How have you been staying in shape? With the gyms being locked down, COVID affecting everything. How's your nutrition and your overall ability to get in there and get the work that you need to stay in shape? I know sparring's pretty hard to get, so tell us a little bit about that.
I think for me, I've got a mate who's got like a garage. He's got a bit of weights. He does a bit himself. So what he done was he bought a punch bag and he was able to clip it in his garage. So I was literally in there taking over, doing my runs as usual. So as long as I was working there, I was happy, man. That's what kept me in shape and kept me away from all the junk food and stuff. So yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Chris, let me ask you. I actually just took a COVID test like an hour and a half ago. It wasn't that bad, but have you had to take one yet? And if not, when do they have y'all planned to start getting in that and taking it and everything?
They're gonna start taking it for me on fight week. So for
Fight
me,
week,
it's
okay.
gonna be fight week. I haven't took one yet, but apart from that, I've been healthy. My family's been healthy. No one around
Bless
me
up.
or close has caught COVID. So yeah, I've been good regardless.
Awesome. That sounds great. How many people are they gonna let you take with you into the I don't know, even I don't want to call it a bubble, but you know what I'm saying? Like how many?
Just one.
Wow, just one cornerman, that's it?
Just one corner.
So they're gonna have cornermen there for you, like a cut man, right? Like a okay, cool.
Well, I mean, I got my cuts, man. Magic Mike, he does Dylan as well. So I think he's gonna do both of us. But for me being in a quarantine, it's gonna be just me and my coach, and we'll both get tested. We'll both get tested as well. So yeah.
Well, Chris, like let me just move, like switch gear and just talk about the fight itself with Luther, right? So I see like a lot of like, face off and a bit of animosity with him. Like, so talk to us of where that comes from, and what's the beef between the two of you?
There was really no beef at the start. Obviously, it was just a little bit of back and forth here and there. It was nothing major. We were supposed to fight in March, so we was all good, to be honest. But the back and forth really started when his manager was on live to Boxing Social talking about they're thinking of they're gonna look elsewhere. They don't want to take the fight no more. And and Eddie tweeted that he really wants to see Chris Kongo and Luther Clay. He put it out on his Instagram live. He really wants to see that fight because it's a great fight. And they weren't interested. Him and his manager weren't interested. They said they're gonna fight someone else. His manager said he will find somewhere else where he can put on a show behind closed doors. He wasn't interested in taking the opportunity. So I said, look, how can you not be interested? And how can you? We went on live together as well. We was on live talking about the fight. He said that he needed a few more weeks' notice because fight camp was originally supposed to be in July. So I said, look, I've been taking over. Are you ready? He said, no, he hasn't been training. He's been in his house for 5 weeks, not doing nothing, not even going out for a run. And you could see it on his face, like how much weight he had put on. And they was giving up loads of excuses as well, saying that he only wants to fight when crowds are back. Then he come up with the excuse of he thinks that the purse is not going to be the same. There's going to be a cut in the purse. And Eddie tweeted that, look, there's no cut in the purse. The purse is still the same, that we're going to get it on.
But was there ever talk? Was there ever talk of a price reduction? Because they've been trying to cut people's purses. It's not like Amanda Serrano hasn't said that and Eddie hasn't said it about other fighters. Did they try to get you to take a reduced purse?
No, they didn't try to get a reduced purse. My manager called me, said the purse is the same. Eddie Hearn, I've even got the tweet on my phone. He said that the purse is still the same. So he hasn't changed anything.
Yeah, don't delete that.
So one thing though, like, so the purse being the same, that's cool. But now, like, to me, it sounds like, the fight being postponed and being put on a Dillian undercard must be better for you financially, right? Don't you get like a bit more of an incentive, like with the pay-per-view, the fight being on pay-per-view? Doesn't it make better for you?
Hell no, he don't get no back end on that. That ain't his pay-per-view.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I could.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you need to talk to Dillian and say,
hey, I'm selling this many tickets, Nah, look, I don't know. That's a tough sell right there. But I want that Dillian White story. How'd you hook up with Dillian, man?
we've been in touch from, let's say, about 2016 when he had the fight with Joshua, and then he come back and built himself up. But yeah, ever since then we was training in the same gym. We was always training in Miguel's, and he managed to get me on his undercard on 2018 when he knocked out Lucas Brown. Is it Lucas Brown? He knocked out Lucas Brown. And yeah, ever since then we've been close. And then yeah, we just made it happen, man. He said he wanted to give opportunities to people who he thinks can get to the top. And yeah, we just made the phone call and just made it happen from there.
So do you partake in those Smoke Sunday sparring sessions?
I did partake in one.
Who'd you give some smoke to?
I had to give smoke to a guy. He goes by the name of Freezy McBones. I'm a welterweight, and he's a light heavyweight. He can punch, but I said to him, "Listen, I'm a different class to you, mate. There's a thing in boxing, and it's called levels, and you ain't my level." So I had to get in there and show him that he wasn't my level, and that's what I done, literally.
So
let's put it right though, like Freezy and you are on good terms, right? Like, so it's good guy, good. Yeah, okay.
So okay, well now we want to know how that midi sparring is. That's what we want to know.
Nah, you sparred him midi?
Nah. Freddy, we do that because I spar a lot with Freddy, right, Chris? And like, because in preparation, but Freddy never been in talks even to fight with you, as far as I know, right? So.
I've tried to call the fight with him. He said that I've got nothing to offer him, which is fair enough. But at the end of the day, listen, ain't no one calling me for a fight, and I'm not gonna try and make that happen. You know what I mean? So, I mean, for Freddie, he already knows what I'm about. He's heard about he's heard about me, and he knows what I'm about. So he knows that it's a big risk for him. So. He wouldn't want to take that risk. A lot of people didn't want to take the risk fighting me. I asked the most experienced welterweight in the division to take a fight with me, and he pulled out on the week of the fight, tried to make it happen again, and he didn't want to fight. So this is someone you're talking about is the most experienced in the division. He goes by the name of Tyrone Ness, and he didn't want to fight. So some people see him as a boogeyman. So these are the kind of fights I want. I want the top boys in the division.
And that's interesting. Just before you came on, right, we were talking about like domestic UK fight for you before even talking about like the Crawford and the international fights. So you mentioned Tyrone Nurse, but I was talking more like even bigger name than that. You know, the Josh Kelly. You know, I would like to see that. And do you even have like history in the amateur ranks, right? Because I'm sure you would have seen Josh there. So
of course, we had history. He's even got the one up over me in the amateurs. We boxed in the senior ABA finals. He got the win. Yeah, that's all good. I don't make complaints and say anything that, listen, at the end of the day, he won. Yeah. But I'm ready to get back. I'm ready to get back in there and
you think
show
Eddie will
you
give
guys.
you Josh, though? You think Eddie, because I feel like Josh has been taken care of by Eddie, and I don't mean that in the sense of opposition, because obviously he's on a fast track. He's ahead of you. Like, he's in the short little amount of fights that he's had, he's definitely jumped the rankings and fought ranked fighters, where you, on the other hand, this is a step up for you. You talking like it's a win for sure. Like, what do you know about Clay that we don't know, or what is it that you know about you? Because your record doesn't, necessarily explain that, and because
the resume
of your record,
doesn't,
because of
he's
the
11-0.
Yeah, but because of the resume, you got to question: is Dillian White, really believing him? Because all these guys had losing records when you faced them. This is your first guy who's like, he's a test for real. So, like, what do you really think about Luther Clay and the fact that this is a step up in class, without a doubt?
100%.
He's gone rounds.
Luther Clay is a good fighter. I said this from when the fight came about. I'd seen him previously when he boxed Freddy Kiwitt, and for me, I said I would like to fight the winner regardless. For me, I know I got the experience anyway in doing the rounds. I've been in about 4 to 5 camps of Josh Taylor. He's always called me back, and now he's a unified champion. I've sparred a lot of the top boys, people like James DeGale towards the end of his career. And trust me, I know what I can do. I've had people in the gym like Paulie Malignaggi singing praises about me and saying, boy, I'll be a tough one to beat. So, yeah, I know what I can do and I know what I got. So I believe in myself to the point where I know this fight with Luther, I don't even think it's going to go past 6 to 8 rounds because I know I'm a pushing and I'm a punishing. So, yeah, I know what I can do. Trust me. Believe in me. I'm telling you.
But your last two, that's what I'm saying. Your last 2 fights were not on the level of Luther, and you went a points decision win on both. Now you're calling a stoppage on the most talented fighter that you faced. I need to believe you because I want to bet. I'm just keeping it real. I want to bet. But you got to convince me why it is that, because the numbers don't add up. So, I need to, I love to hear that you sparring Josh
But
Taylor.
you are a minus 165. Those aren't
wow.
I mean, that's not a lot.
So you're the favorite.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's pretty close to 50-50. I mean, it's like half a point on him.
Wait, so what is Clay? Because if he's minus 165, that means he's the favorite. Unless Clay is also minus.
Oh, maybe Clay. Oh, I'm sorry. Clay is minus 155.
Ah, there you go. And what is Kongo?
I don't know. Kels didn't send me that one.
He don't want to tell you,
No,
Kongo.
He
withholding information.
Because when I looked it up, it was like 4 to 6. Like I don't even know what that means. It said 4-6. That's
because that's UK
that's what Chris was.
It means that you've got to put $4 to get 6 back, right?
So he is. So
to get $6, right? So
yeah. So he's half a point on him. So you bet on Chris, and you're gonna get half a point on your money. So those aren't far odds. All I'm trying to say is it's not 50-50, but it's pretty close to that.
So
like they're not giving you a bag on Chris because they're
50,
basically saying he should.
If I bet 50, I only make 25.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it is a tight fight. It's a tight fight.
Yeah,
so you bet 50, and you're gonna take home 125 with your money getting back.
Listen, forget like the betting and all those things, right? But like Chris, like when you go in there, like you said that you believe that he's not going the distance, right? So obviously at the weight, you're banking on your power and everything, like so. It seems to me like your frame in general tells me that, you probably will find your way into 154, 160 at some point in your career. Is that what you're thinking about, or you're not even thinking about it? You want to clean up at 147 before even considering going out there?
I definitely want to clean up at 147 at the moment. That's my main aim.
But you mean clean it up domestically?
Domestically. Yeah, domestically and build myself. I want to push, I want to get to the levels of how Josh Kelly's been pushed and to fight a guy like Ray Robinson. I'll fight a guy like Ray Robinson in my next 2 fights. If that come about, I will take that without a doubt because I know I can beat these guys. I know what I can do. So trust me, I can bank on myself. And I'm the only one out of everyone in the division that has been avoided. Because I've asked for a lot of fights. Even Tyrone Nurse, he had about 33 fights. If you look at his record, he's had quite a few fights. And I only had 11. So that must show you something about my character. I'm willing to take the risks. I want these risks. So for me to fight Luther, to go from someone like Tyrone Nurse to fight Luther Clay, for me is a bit of a step down because Tyrone Nurse is a 2-time British champion. So these are the fights I want.
Well, you're definitely talking confidently. So listen, obviously with this being a WBO European title, it brings you a step closer in the rankings. And the champion there is Crawford. And I like to hear you say that you are looking at a Ray Robinson 2 fights from now instead of being, the typical, I could take on Crawford. But
I'll fight everybody,
realistically, though, Crawford is getting older. how long do you think it's going to take you before you get on that world level? Or do you see him not being the WBO champion by the time you become the mandatory?
You never know in this boxing game. And you never know what can happen in the next 2 to 3 years. Obviously now with the lockdown, everything's coming down. We're all coming out of lockdown now. So you just never know. At the start, I've been in my boxing career for 4 years now, and I've been right at the bottom of the food chain. So this could be the fight that springs me up there to the top within 2 to 3 years. So you never know. And if I get that mandatory and I get the chance to fight Crawford, of course I want to fight Crawford. 100%. I want to fight the best.
No, but that's a smart answer. I love the way you put that. Absolutely. It's like you're saying you're not scared of him, you're not running from him, you want that fight, but realistically, you know that, like you said, there's levels to this. Perfectly said.
But and the way it came about, right? The way it came about is that, you know, you have people like Sebastian Formella that is now going to fight like people like someone like Sean Porter, right?
Sean Porter, yeah.
And he's getting that shot. Why? Because he got like an IBO strap. So realistically speaking, if you just like keep doing your thing, right? You pick up that WBO European belt. It means that maybe those type of fight will be offered to you. I know you believe that, you know, ideally you would like to just take like one step at a time. But if it comes, it's good to hear that, you know, you're happy to go in the ring with these guys, right?
100%. 100%.
Cool.
I had something, but Mitty cut me off there. But now, so Chris, I wanted to ask you, I had mentioned some domestic level names, but after checking, they aren't even fighting anymore. But would you still be interested in like a Frankie Gavin, or are you more interested in someone that's actually active and fighting right now today? Or is like names like Frankie Gavin, Jojo Dan, even Vasil Sinchenko that Kelbrook fought, any of those names worth it to put on your resume to box that experience, or would you rather have active fighters?
I would rather have active fighters, but also at the same time, them names that you mentioned got loads of experience behind them. So I would also love to test my skills against them guys. I was even saying, like in my sixth, I think it was my seventh or eighth fight, that if the Frankie Gavin fight got turned to me, I would have taken that in a heartbeat, because I know what I'm about, and we all know what Frankie's about. So I would have definitely told him to bring his A game, and I'm gonna bring my A game, and we can make this happen.
Do you think that that as you continue to rise, because the way that I look at it is like Dillian Whyte is a commodity, right? And when De La Hoya was a commodity and they wanted him on, he would tell HBO, okay, well, I'll fight on your network, but then I want this fighter, that fighter, these guys on the undercard. Do you expect that to be the case continuing and moving forward, or have you already had discussions where Dillian Whyte has said, listen, I get the AJ fight, or I get the Wilder fight, or the Fury fight, you know, you're on the undercard, you know, boom, boom, boom?
For me, I like to see it as this. If Dylan manages me, and I'm sure every time he fights, I'll be fighting. Yeah. Even shows that he ain't fighting on, I'll be fighting. As long as I bring a good performance, as long as I'm able to perform well, I'm sure not even just Dylan, but I'm sure the boxing fans as well want to see a bit more of me. So literally, that's how I see it.
Awesome.
Well, we got some questions from the people.
Okay, well, before we go to the Patreon questions, which are questions from our, you know, most educated boxing listeners, I did want to just, you know, because this is a get to know you moment, I got a few funny questions. You can just answer them real quick, however you want. So real quick, what sport would you have competed in professionally if you could have just chosen, boxing excluded?
Probably would be football.
Football, that's soccer for us. Yeah, I figured it wasn't gonna be like baseball or nothing like that. But yeah, okay, cool. So you're on the couch after a long and grueling workout. Are you watching Netflix? Are you putting a podcast on, or is it vibing out to music time?
All depends on my mood, but
Okay.
a lot of the time I'll probably I'll probably put on a podcast and listen, you know, or maybe listen to an audio book, something. So
yeah, that's same here. But after I get done working out, I love listening to audiobooks. Okay, this is the one that we debated on Monday. If you could take a vacation for 1 week in a submarine miles into the ocean, or 1 week trip into outer space, which would you choose?
That's a tough one, but I think I wanna go to space for me still. I think that will be the one. I don't know why. I just think it will be good to come away from the world a bit and go up there and see what's happening over there.
That's what's up. Yeah, me too, man. Hey, you go and you get that title. By the time you get there, we'll probably already be sending people commercially into space. So, what retired fighter would you have dinner with, and he could be dead or alive? He or she could be dead or alive.
It'll have to be Pernell Whitaker.
Good answer.
Yeah, it'll have to be Pernell, man.
I like just that one.
Is that based off your style?
How he done it, you know? Yeah, just because of his style is sort of similar to mine. And
you see how smart he is?
Style of fighting, you know, just to see how he done it, take some training techniques, add it to my techniques. And anything, I'll pick his brain as much as I could.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. It's everybody would be saying Ali or Mike Tyson just to get the picture for the gram and grab the clout. But it's smart that you would pick somebody that you could actually learn from. You know what I'm saying, and implement with your style. So very good answer. 2 more. That's it. What is your Rocky song? The song in the gym that you can play, just one, that makes you dig deep down to finish the round or finish whatever workout that you're doing. Just one song.
What, from Rocky or just any song?
No, any song. Any song. Any song. I just meant like that pumping up music that, you know, Eye of the Tiger, like, woo, I'm in it.
I think it will have to be the Wale Meek Mill tune called Ambition. That's got
yes.
Yo, why you disrespecting Stormzy like that? How you not gonna say
that's just the one that gets me fired up, man.
I feel that.
Luther, you know? Kongo, let me ask you, are you excited about the way that the yard is looking? I'm screen sharing the picture now. I don't know if you've seen the pictures that Eddie has released,
but
I've
seen them.
Are you excited the way that it looks? Does it make
100%.
you any more? Okay, cool.
It just makes me think, I'm ready now. If everything got changed up and they said, Chris, you're fighting Saturday, I am more than good to go right now. So even with training, I know we got 4 weeks to go, make 3.5, but I have to be easy with what I'm doing and take my time and stuff. So
Mitty,
that's it, Chris.
Mitty, I think it's time you tell them the Jerry Forrest story. Because we're starting to believe him now. We're starting to believe him.
Listen, I don't know. I know you listen to the podcast, Chris. But we had a guy, a heavyweight called Jerry Forrest. He was fighting on one of those ESPN cards, right?
He faced Carlos Takam.
He was gassing himself up, right? Just saying that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But the problem, it's not you though. It's not, it's not you. That's what I can say because I know the skills, right? But the guy just. He didn't perform, right? He was against Takam. He didn't let his hand go, and so he was hyping himself up too much, right? But I know that's not the case for you. Don't worry, just keep doing your thing.
Me as well. Like I said, I don't really like to talk too much and do all the talking. I just know I believe in myself and I know what I can do, man. So that's me. I don't really talk too much. I let my fighting do the talking.
Nice.
That's what's
I got a few questions. Go.
I had one more before we go, and the only reason why I was gonna skip it, but it's the one that I want to start asking everybody: ghosts or aliens? Which one is real, if not both?
I've never seen an alien in my life, and I don't think they're real. So
you don't think they're real?
Ghosts are probably real.
Bro, you
Ghost
seen a
probably-
ghost? You seen a ghost? You said?
Nah, he said probably. He said probably.
He said Luther's about to see a ghost.
My boy, spiritual.
He's about to turn Luther to a ghost, is what he said.
All right, we got some questions from our loyal listeners. We got George Foster in the UK that says White versus Wilder. Who wins and how?
Boy, with this,
Yo, why
I'm
he trying to
going
get you
for-
fired, yo? He trying to get your contract cut.
I'm just looking at the fight how I see it as White's improved drastically. For me, I think he can back up Deontay Wilder if he gets his head moving a bit more, work the body, and then just keep the pressure on him. And I think for me, I'm gonna go for White in taking the decision.
All right. No bias there. We got Mr. Adore that says, how would you describe your boxing style?
My boxing style, I'm more of a boxer. You're talking about, I like to watch people like Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward. Nice style, slick, cute, but also you got to be spiteful and got to be able to, dig deep when there's a fighter that's close. So for me, I would like to add as well, a guy I watched the most, probably Mike McCollum, how he digs the body shots in, looks for the angles. So that's my style of fighting.
All right. We got Roughhouse Boxing TV says, what would you say is your best attribute in your fight toolbox?
I would say my jab. Got long arms for the weight. I'm 6 foot tall as a welterweight. You don't really get that many 6 foot welterweights, but I'm tall for the weight. I'll say my jab is key, man.
Yeah, you dig to the body real good, man. I saw the fight with Sir Goma, and he was shorter than you. Yeah, man, and you were digging him into the body.
Funny enough, no one wanted to fight Mbomo. They said he was too dangerous. When we took the fight, we had a few coaches say, "Oh, how can you let Chris fight Mbomo? Mbomo's dangerous. He's strong." And he was strong.
Yeah, he's strong, bro. He was throwing haymakers at you.
Yeah, but I knew I could outbox him, and he caught me with one shot, a right hand over the top. I said, "Yep, I can't get hit with this again," and I just stuck to my boxing, man. But that was 2 years ago. That was a long time, and now I would like to say I've upped my game a bit more, and yeah, if the fight was now, it will turn out definitely it will be different.
We got.
It was a pure pressure fighter, wasn't it, Serge? Like coming in, just like pressure, man. Like
little tank.
Crazy.
Little tank. He was solid. Cameroon. He was a Cameroon Olympian and stuff. So yeah, very strong.
Real Naja Chick in the UK says, thanks for coming on the show, Chris. Can you tell us the most memorable, best fight of your career to date and why? And what do you think of Iko Esuma versus Josh Kelly fight? Who wins and how?
Okay. The most memorable fight of my career so far as a pro. I would say it was probably my third fight when I boxed on Eubanks undercard. So I'd previously been called in to spar Eubanks, and we've done loads of rounds together. And after that, he had put me on the undercard, and the guy that I looked at him, I said, right, he's quite durable. So I didn't know that I was going to knock him out in the first round. But from then, once I knocked him out, my phone started flooding with loads of messages and stuff. So I just think the platform for me as well was my first big platform. And it kind of showed everyone that I'm a dangerous fighter for the weight and in the division. But going back to the other question, for me, I think Essuman brings the pressure, but Josh Kelly's a lot smarter, he's a lot slicker, like myself. and I think he takes the points decision win.
All right, we got Sydney, which is Majid in Orlando, says, who do you favor if AJ versus Fury was to ever happen?
I would favor Fury. Reason being, I think he'll be able to get to AJ's head. I also think that his boxing IQ is very high. He will be able to feint AJ, make him mentally tired, sort of break him down, but I don't think he will have the power to knock him out. But I believe he's got the power to just out-jab him, outclass him and move. He's the taller man, and I think he takes the decision.
Ryan O'Rourke in the UK says, I've seen you called out Conor Benn. Do you still want that fight?
Yes, 100%. I said to my manager that if the Luther Clay fight don't happen, he asked me, what about Conor Benn? I said, yeah, we can make that happen. And they declined. And they declined, I think, reason being he was supposed to fight for the British title. So that didn't happen. And then my fight decided to come back on because Eddie said to Luther Clay, his manager, he said, look, if you don't fight Chris, we got nothing for you. So, yeah, they had no choice but to fight me. They tried to back out of the fight because they know they don't really believe in themselves how I believe in myself. So, yeah, I would have loved to fight Conor Benn.
Big Nick from the UK says, shout out to my fellow South Londoner and big up to my boxing club, Double Jab. I remember going to White versus Brown open workout, and I was amazed how tall you were for a welterweight. Your amateur career was short with majority losses. What made you make the gutsy decision to turn pro with your lack of experience and top level competition?
Lack of experience. I mean, I had 90 amateur fights with 72 wins. I had previously won at least 4 national titles for the country, boxed for GB. So in terms of lack of experience, I think I got the most experience in the welterweight division. Had been around the likes of Luke Campbell, sparred all these guys, Fred Evans, all the top Olympians. I've sparred them. I've been in the ring with people like Josh Buatsi, sparred them numerous times. And these guys are like, they're the cream of the crop right now. So, yeah, in terms of experience, I think I've done it as an amateur. It's just time to do it as a pro.
King Born in Brooklyn says, King Born here, peace, Chris. Would you fight Jaron Ennis? Peace and prayers to Caesar's grandmom, Dukes. Okay. Yeah, would you fight Jaron Ennis out of America, Philadelphia?
100%. I think it was 2 fights ago. They tried to get me to come down and fight.
What?
And yeah, we got offered that fight. We got offered that fight. I said yes, but I think they had a few opponents on the table, and of course, they picked the easiest one. So yeah, we've been offered that fight, but I'm sure once he sees my fight with Luth and probably sees a few other fights, and he knows that, yeah, Chris is a good fighter, that you never know. In due time, it will happen, and I'll be ready.
But what made you say yes at that time? How many fights did you have then? Because, I mean, Ennis is like 24-0.
Yeah, I had 11 fights.
Okay.
I was kind of inactive, but I was still trying to make fights happen. So I had to stay training just in case. So they called us about within, let's say, we had about a month's notice, and I was pretty in good shape. So I would have took it, man. I'm willing to take the risk.
So basically, just for the Americans, because we got a lot of little Boots Ennis fans around here that are saying he's being avoided. You're saying you were sent an offer, your team accepted it, and then you were told you were not getting the fight.
100% we got that.
But let me tell you, right? Like that's the thing. People just, they root for the people they know, and obviously Ennis in America would be a bigger name, would be a guy who's making a splash. But on the other
100%.
side, on our side, obviously, people who know you would just be saying, yeah, Chris is the same guy. I see both of you as the same, like two very talented fighters that can make it to the very top. So I would have been excited to see that fight, man.
Man, I wouldn't have been excited. I'm going to be real. I wouldn't have known you. I would have been like, who's this guy Ennis is fighting? Now it's better to know this information, be educated, actually know that you accepted it at 11-0. Now it's interesting. Now we got to get Ennis on here and find out what happened. Did he go with eye above? I wonder, was that the eye above fight? Do you know who he eventually went with instead of you?
It was for him. I think it was 2 fights ago. So it would have been last year around October. I think October. So the ending towards last year. So yeah.
Damn, man. An American fight at 11-0. That would have been a statement had you came away with that upset right there. Because you would have been an underdog here on the soil over here. They would have definitely, I mean, I could be wrong because we just checked the betting odds and you're the favorite, man.
I think it went for a guy called Daniel Fernandez instead. If that's the fight.
Yeah, Damian Daniel.
Oh, Fernandez.
Yeah, Damian Daniel Fernandez.
Yeah, Damian Daniel Fernandez. Yeah.
So let me refresh. I think that was the last one, man. But man, that was that last one brought it out of you. That's what we needed. Actually, we got B-Lo in Phoenix says, what current boxers do you enjoy to watch?
Current boxers, Crawford. He's becoming my favorite, Shakur Stevens.
Yeah.
Super talented.
He's from my hometown, man. That's we putting all our chips into him.
Yeah.
Put the house on.
Love the way he controls the distance, controls the space, uses his jab, uses angles, throws his body shots. I think it's pure class, man. Pure class.
I love when fighters come on to say they watch the sport because, believe it or not, we've had some high-level boxers that
they don't watch boxing.
Never watch boxing. But I was going to ask, do you actually watch film on your opponent? And I'm not asking, do you watch your opponent? But, do you actually sit down and study film on who you're fighting?
Probably once or twice. And then once I know what I need, what kind of fighter he is, I'll then work on myself and how to beat and how to just improve on what needs to be done in the ring. So I'll watch him a few times, but that's more of my coach's job to do that. So he'll watch him.
Call.
And
Chris,
we'll
so when you accepted that Ennis fight, did you jump on YouTube and check him out, or did you already know exactly who he was and you didn't watch any footage then?
No, you know what? I didn't know who it was. And then I jumped on it and checked him out. And I said, yeah, this is a tasty fight. But like I said, in this life, no risk, no reward, man. So I would have jumped at it straight away, which I did anyway.
So with that being said, Ennis is out here saying that he could beat Earl and Crawford now, that he thinks he's a better thinker than them. He just hasn't been given the opportunity. Is he just saying the right things to be promoted and stay in the media, or do you see that level of skill from Ennis?
I see a decent level of skill from him, but when you're talking about the likes of Crawford, who's undisputed in a lower weight class, come up and he wants to fight the best in this weight class, that's a different class to him right now. I believe so. But I don't know anyone that Jaron Ennis has fought that's been on a brink or even a gatekeeper at the world level. If there's anyone, please mention his name because I don't know. So yeah.
Maybe Intriguing Atlanta could tell you, because I had the same argument. You know what I mean? Like, I'm giving, let's say, Virgil Ortiz the proper shine he deserves. He's fighting names. And, I got my guy in Atlanta like, hey, man, why you don't talk about Ennis? I'm like, well, I need him to be in a fight. You know what I mean? Like, when he's in a fight, we can talk about it. And, I haven't seen those names either. But, I mean, it could be the same issue that you're having. You know, guys are turning you down, so guys could be turning him down as well. But those are all my questions, man. Definitely happy that we got you on. More excited now. You know, education is powerful because you're on a very, very good card. You know, you're on the undercard of obviously Dillian White and Alexander Povetkin. Katie Taylor's also on that card where her rematch with Delphine Pensoon, and then you rounded up. Oh, and can't forget Martin Bacoli's on there too for
Bacoli also
versus Kuzmin, right?
Bacoli,
yeah.
Maximum violence.
Solid
One quick
card.
one for you, Chris. Like going back to the question, hopefully that will be the last one from me, right? But in terms of like your coaches and all that, I see that you're working with like Jing McDonald, like the former trainer of like my guy Chunky the Gale, right? So in terms of all the trainers you had, because I think you had a little bit of a stint with McGuigan, right? Like I don't know if it was your official trainer or anything, but which one or which style do you prefer?
All coaches, you know what's so good about the coaches that I've worked with? They've never tried to change my style. They've always tried to add little bits and bobs. But I believe they're both quality coaches because you get all the guys, the top coaches. They don't try to change a fighter's style. They always try to add. And you get more of the new school coaches that have probably been at a decent level trying to change fighters' styles. So for me, I believe they've both worked at the highest level, which is the world level. So they're both good coaches, man.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, Chris, man, if you can, give out any social media for those that aren't following you can do so. And just want to, again, thank you for coming on. We would love to get you back on as a post-fight once you're done with the fight and, you know, you have a few days to rest up. We would love to discuss and go over the performance. And wishing you the best, obviously, on that card.
Thank you. Thanks, guys, for having me on. I'm on social media. I'm on Instagram. And I'm on Twitter at 2SlickChris, so make sure you guys follow me, man. I'm there. Just follow the journey.
For sure, man. Well,
right.
it starts this week, right? What we got? We got a whole month left, right? It's the 22nd.
22nd of August. Yeah, so a few more. Like training camp must be like, you know, hotting up right now. The sparring, you must be on point right now. Yeah.
How many rounds you up to?
15, man. We've been doing 15 rounds.
A month out?
Obviously, we're gonna try and cool it down. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, man. We have to, man. I mean, that's what it is, man. So we're gonna start cooling it down now. Start doing. Even sometimes we can go to the gym, and even if we do a good 8 rounds at a high pace, that's good enough.
Yes,
that's
definitely.
good enough. It doesn't always have to be high rounds, 15, 12. You know, so sometimes even if you go to the gym, you give a good high work rate 6. That's good. You know.
Yeah. For real. Yeah.
Well, man, good luck to you because this fight's definitely gonna get you ranked. You know, Luther is in the top 11 of the WBO. He has that WBO European title. This will get your name buzzing for sure, man. Get you on the next one, and thank you once again.
Thanks, problem. Man. Thank you guys, brother.
Later.
All right.
Cheers.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Up-and-coming contender, not Luther Clay. That's who he's going to be facing. This is actually Chris Kongo. Saying all the right things. I'm actually glad that we did this because he's on the Dillian White undercard, and he's like the opener, and I probably wouldn't have watched it. You know? I know. I'm just keeping it real. I know Kuzmin, I know Bacoli, I know Katie, I'm about to call her Tatey. That's how much I know her. That's how much I know Tatey. I know Katie and I know Pursoon. So it's like I know the main event. I didn't know these guys. I didn't know them.
That's what it's all about. Like something like when we just, like I said to you, and I keep saying, when you just like get put on fighters and you hear them talk and you just like think a little bit about their history and learn about them, then you can just start like following those guys and say, you know, it's worth watching. Let me see if it's the real deal. Once you saw it, you keep watching them again. Like, you know what I mean? So that's what it's all about.
I didn't know him either. I didn't know him. I did not know Chris Kongo, but I went back and I looked at a couple of his fights, which was one of them was the Sergomi fight, and it just impressed me because he even though it was 2 years, and he says that he's well past, and more advanced now. It showed little wrinkles that I really liked, and he was tall, man. He was so much taller. Bro, 6 feet is pretty daggone good for a welterweight. And the way the thing is when I see Tyson Fury in the heavyweight, the tallest heavyweight, and the way that when he's on the inside, he can literally just reach over and pop you in the ribs because he's so long, he's towering over you. I see Chris Kongo having that same advantage in the welterweight division.
Yeah, now listen, I'm excited. I'm excited because I was high on Thulani what is it, Mingbi? I call him Minge, but whatever. I was excited with Thulani. Mbengi. I was excited with Thulani because he's tall and long, and now we get an even taller, longer guy in Chris Kongo. So really quick, just to put things into perspective, because I see some people saying that this had nothing to do with Crawford, which I think you're wrong. I think if he already got a shot at Ennis, right, then I was even more right in saying that he is a potential opponent for Terence Crawford. I've been screen sharing the rankings, as you can see. Luther Clay, who he is going to face for that WBO European title, is number 11, okay? So now watch how this magic happens. Today, hopefully, we announce Danny Garcia versus Earl Spence, which was already announced. It's just not officially announced, right? I hate all these, they agreed, they signed it, but it's not official, but whatever. Everyone else is claiming it's official. So that means Danny is off the list, right? He's number 1. He's off the list. Virgil just fought, right? Oscar is negotiating with Terence to get Teixeira, not Virgil. They don't want to rush Virgil. I get them. Why rush the kid? He can be a franchise. Mikey is his stablemate. So now we got 1, 2, 3 gone. Sean Porter announced he's fighting Formella. 4 gone. Now you got whoever Mika Sonea is, Castillo Clayton we know, Mikhail Zuski we know, former top-ranked welterweight from Canada. Keith Thurman, is he an option? I think not.
But listen,
just 2 more, Michael Mickelson and David Avanesian, which opens up that 11th spot. So yeah, Luther could definitely get an offer or Luther could definitely get an offer or Kongo if he beats him. But Luther is the one ranked. Luther is the one with the WBO European. It's up to Kongo to take his ranking.
Yeah, and I mean, like, regardless of this, like, not only you've done a good job of just telling people like what could happen for those people, but also the same people are the same people that sometimes mention names like Formella. And I can guarantee you, I can almost put my hand in a fire that they don't know Formella. They've never watched Formella. They just know that he's got a strap. But that's the same thing. Like, you can say, why is that guy, even being talked about? No, man, that's not the way to look at it. Like, try to understand and educate yourself generally about like who could be up and coming. And if they become the goods, at least you can tell people like you know them, you've seen their character come through, you heard them at least once or twice, man. You know what I mean? So that's the way you need to look at things. Like,
Nah, man. Look, I've always been a guilty party when it comes to not watching a guy till I gotta watch him, and I would have waited for Kongo or Luther to get an offer from a Crawford or a Top Rank.
Yeah.
Even if it's not for Crawford or Top Rank, I would have waited for Ennis to fight him and then say, "Oh, who the hell is this guy? Ennis is fading," and then tell my whole audience how Kongo never fought a dude with a winning record. But now we got you that you've seen him. Now we got to interview. We know that he sparred James DeGale. He sparred Joshua Buatsi. He sparred Josh Taylor. This is not a slouch. This kid may have some skill. And then we find out he's 6 feet tall in the welterweight division. That's amazing.
And you find out he's accepting fights. And, when you look at the boxing record, like sometimes you will see, a lot of time you will see those guys with losing records. But what you don't know is that those guys are being brought in at the last minute because other opponents with a winning record pulled out. Like some guy, he mentioned it. I don't know if it resonates with people listening that are outside of the UK, but he mentioned a name like Tyrone Nurse. Like, so you have a fight agreed with a British champion, and that fight falls through, then you have to fight like the guy that is available on 2 or 3 days notice. He's got 60 losses on his record because that's what he does. He picks checks for a loss, right? So there's always a story behind it, man.
So, this is what I do like about the United Kingdom. I think offhand, I could give you top names that have always pitted themselves early, like AJ versus Dillian. 14, 15 fights in, they fought each other. DeGale, Groves, George Groves. 10, 11 fights in, they fought each other. We just had another one that was like that. It was domestic, UK, and, very evenly matched, similar amount of fights, and they put them in. We don't really see that. We seen that with Eddie Gomez and Daquan Arnett. Every now and then we get undefeated versus undefeated, but, not this early.
You have another one this weekend, right? Again, not names that have made massive waves worldwide, but Rhys Belotti against Jordan Gill, right? So this is happening. 2 fighters that don't have to fight them, each other right now. They don't have to. They can wait. They can take something else if they want to. But the reality is you have to take risks. Sometimes you have to go into those fights that will just put you out there in front of everyone, and then you can reap the rewards on top, after that, right? So, and it doesn't mean it's not the end of it for the others. You see James DeGale. Of course, he went through a dark few years after losing to Groves, but that wasn't the end of him. He came back and he won a title. You know what I mean?
So height difference for sure. He's about 4 inches taller than Luther Clay. Clay already lost once, but again, he's still the European champion. Clay younger, right? And Kongo out of the ring longer, right?
Yeah.
And that's the only bad
problem.
thing. As a fighter, let me ask you this question. As a fighter, can you, because I've kind of heard that you have to get that fight to keep the timing, that it's not the same as sparring.
Yeah. It's not the same. It's not the same. You have to just be out there and just be as active as you can, right, to get that timing. And I worry for some fighters, and I also worry to a certain extent with Chris, right, just being out of the ring for so long. But what changes things for me is the type of coaches they have in their corner. And Jim McDonald is a coach that will push you physically. I know that the timing is a different reason, but it will push you physically. And then the sparring will also be a very competitive sparring. You heard him say,
who's the coach again, Mitty? For all
Jim
of us in the States that don't really know,
Jim
too many of the
McDonald,
trainers
so-
out there.
Jim McDonald.
Yeah, it was
Who else
coaching
he's trained?
James DeGale. So the main fighter for
He's
Jim
known for?
is really James DeGale. He's been with him throughout his professional career. So yeah, man. So that's really his main fighter. He also has incidentally Rhys Belotti on his in his stable. But the name that you guys will know for sure is James DeGale.
You said Boazzi?
DeGale.
No, DeGale. Yeah. Yo, that card is so nice though. I had to take a call. Yo, when you see that doctor call after you get a COVID test, you're like, oh God, I have it. Dude, I was so scared when I saw it. But I wanted to say before he left, yo, this card is really good. For everything that people say about, the cards that we're getting, this one is nice.
Bro,
it's
this is maximum violence.
Yo, it is maximum violence to a T. Dillian White, Povetkin, great fight. Have loved it from the beginning. Katie Taylor, Delphine Persoon, great fight the first time around. I can't believe they're doing the rematch. It's awesome. Martin Bacoli, if you don't know him, he's the guy that fought Michael Hunter and lost. He beat somebody else, though. I don't remember who, but he beat a top name. Damn it, I forgot who it was. But he's fighting Sergey Kuzmin, and they're both 15-1. And then you got, of course, Luther Clay and Chris. And so that's oh yeah, he beat Maurice Wack. That's who he beat. Yeah, I knew it was somebody. I guess it was not a top guy, but Wack's definitely a name that we know and have seen before.
Yeah, he's been in there with the top guys. So.
Yeah, so and then Kuzman also fought Hunter and lost, but he beat Joey DeJeco. He beat David Price. We all remember that. He had a no contest with Mir Mansour. He fought Malcolm Tan and beat him. He's, dude, are you serious? And so it's just one of those things where it's like, it's just shaped out to be a good card.
Yeah, no, definitely a good card. And who else is on it? Taylor. Oh yeah, Taylor. You mentioned her. Yeah.
Taylor and Delphine. Yep. And I think all the card overall is just is good.
And this is happening in the backyard, right?
Yo, let's go to these callers, man. Let's go to these callers.
Should we call it the garden?
Blog Talk right now, Ness. That is let me see, 713. Oh, that's
but
Philly.
I will say I am happy we did this. It's good that
as am I.
I know him now, so I could watch that first fight because I was gonna watch that card. Now we could probably do a whole card live fight chat, which would probably be too long because.
Well,
Jesus.
Are we gonna do it this Saturday?
Well, whatever fight, but this one is not this Saturday. It's like
no, I know this one's on the 20. Mitty, do you know the date? It's
22nd.
22nd. Okay.
Yeah, 22nd.
So 3 weeks. But what about this weekend, Ness? You think we're gonna do this one, the Chad Cheeseman?
Yo, you wilding right now, bro.
Why?
Ted Cheeseman live
the breakfast
fight
card.
Cheeseman
breakfast card, bro. That's a good fight.
Hey, listen, it's not a bad card, you know.
I wouldn't say the cards.
It's not a bad fight. It's not a bad fight.
It's a good fight. I like that fight.
You have that you have two good fights that I believe you'll be entertained by. Two fights. You'll be entertained by the Eggington Cheeseman, whether you know them or not, and you'll be entertained by Jordan Gill versus Riz Belotti, whether you know them or not. Those are fights that are competitive with two opponents that usually, let their hand go and are on the offensive, right? So,
yo, real quick.
It must be. Yeah.
Real quick. Shout out to Lewis, no last name, and Rico Shaw for signing up to our Patreon page. They joined us on that prospect level. Y'all getting a shadow box in the mirror. Every now and then we'll let you ask one of our guests a question, but you on that prospect level, come holler at us. And thank you again for supporting. But yeah, can we open up these lines?
Let's open up the line.
Going to Trey in the Bay.
That's avoiding whether or not we're going to do it on Saturday.
Right after these messages.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Yo, they said, are we doing Fulton Leo? I never heard of Leo, B. Who's Leo? Who's Leo, though, for real? Like, who's Leo?
Wow.
You know
That's
Leo?
Like a fight that everybody's excited
I'll do
for.
it because I know Fulton, but I don't know Leo. I don't know Leo.
Well, listen, if you don't know him, he's sat at that number 2 spot, number 3 spot for the last year and a half, maybe. He's got 3 fights that I've seen on YouTube for sure. One of them was with Isaac. I don't remember. Go to callers and I'll find it.
I'm being told there's going to be more fighters added to that Povetkin card, but Trey
Is there?
in the Bay.
No, I don't think so.
That's what the producer's telling
Coach
us.
Mitty.
Yo, Trey.
Coach Mitty, man. I'm Mac motherfucking Trail in the chat, bro. I'm finna man, you UK dudes better not ever say nothing about Wilder's motherfucking resume, bro. Oh, my bad for cussing all over your YouTube. Y'all better not never, ever say nothing about Wilder's resume again.
Where Mac Trey at? I don't see you. Oh, there you go. Mac Trey, tell. Oh, no,
Trail. Hey.
I'm about to add you as a mod. Bam.
196 losses, dog.
It's true.
Kell Brook had a trilogy. Kell Brook had a trilogy with a dude with 140 losses. Come on, man. Y'all better not ever mention Wilder's resume. Talking about prospect. He is not equal. But nobody on Boots in his resume has 196 losses, bro. Get out of here. That's my call.
I agree.
Yo, I mean,
agree.
how many nationals does Boots got though?
No,
This kid got like
no.
5-6 national tournaments.
Listen,
That's
I
impressive.
agree, but that's not his point though. His point is like
Her
resume
point,
on
her
other people.
point.
Right?
Trey is a female.
Oh, her point. Like, sorry, it's not like the other Trey. Like, there's Trey Miller.
There's two Treys.
Yeah. There's Trey Miller.
They stay getting you.
Yeah, there's Trey Miller and there's Trey in the Bay. Trey in the Bay is female.
No. But her point, like, I don't actually dispute what she's saying, right? But you also need to know the reality of the local boxing, right? And that's how it works. If you can be sure that there's no trilogy that is done deliberately with that dude. He's a journeyman that is being called in maybe at like 24-hour notice because your opponents, whatever happened to them, sometimes they say, I slipped out the bath this morning, I can't fight. What you gonna do? You're gonna cancel the card? You call someone who's ready to get like an envelope and some money to just go a few rounds, right? And that's probably what happened there. But I don't know for sure.
Look at Matt Grease. Sure to remind us, Kell Brook also gave Porter his first loss. Yeah, but I don't understand.
Yeah, but I didn't even want to go there because
I don't understand how anyone can go there. That is the worst fight I've ever seen. That's right up there with Marcos Maidana versus Devin Alexander. Like the amount of clinching that took place in that fight doesn't make it boxing. It's crazy.
It's true, but like the reason why I don't go there is not because like the fight wasn't entertaining, but you can make an argument that Porter, or you should be making that argument that Porter is millions and millions and levels above that dude that got 196 loss on his resume, right?
Yeah.
And if
But look,
wasn't
so
that good,
his position, at least a lot of them were on points loss. He didn't
but all of them. That's what you don't understand. All of them, or if not like 80 to 90% of them, will be on point because that's what they do. Those guys fight every week to get a check. Those are durable guys, and when they get stopped, you have to understand when they get stopped, they don't get paid. This is people you taking money out of their bank account, right? So those guys are specialists in going rounds, and that's what happens. Like you know.
They put a guy that had gone. He has 1,080 rounds,
and he fights every weekend. He fights every weekend. Who the hell fights every weekend?
Damn, Fabio fights this week. Is he the main event? Is Wardley the main event?
No. It'll be Eggington versus.
It's Eggington. Yeah.
I want to see Fabio fight if it's not too early. If it's not too early, because I think I might have plans this Saturday. To be real, man, my girl.
What for real?
Girlfriends,
that's understandable.
Those
well,
things.
What if we do?
Actually, I might not. I think she's gonna go to AC because I got the rap show. She was trying to get me to push the rap show earlier so I could go with her, but.
Well, I don't mind. We could do that, and then that way, if you do, then you could come back in time because I don't know what time they're gonna.
But if she willing to go alone, then I could do this because I do like Fabio.
I'm telling you right now.
And he in a 10-rounder too. He going fast. He going fast.
I'm gonna watch the Sam Eggington, Ted Cheeseman whole card. So I will be sitting in the seat that I'm in with the computer that I'm in front of, with the mic that's attached to the holder, which is attached to my computer, which is also attached to the headphones.
We get it. Yo, wow.
I'm saying it's on you.
I'm very interested though. He is fighting 10 rounds. Who's Simon Villili?
Villili, come on now.
Damn, why he look like Ishe Smith? Why he look like Ishe Smith?
Oh, he does look like Ishe.
Yeah,
look like
it's someone. Put it this way: it's someone who's gonna come to win. Not saying that they're gonna win. It's someone who's gonna try to come and
show
win.
up. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, at least he is not coming off of losses.
Yeah.
At least he's not coming off of losses.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I didn't even think about that. That's fighting out, coming off a loss and stuff like that. Confidence is low.
Yo, Mario said, who's a shot at that? Is that shot at Mitty in Congo, man? They Jerry Forrest of the UK until proven innocent.
Hey, no. He can only be Jerry Forrest if he's proven to be Jerry Forrest.
Yeah, that is true.
Chris,
I gotta be fair.
If you're still listening, don't do that to me, man. I won't be able to show my face again.
I gotta be fair.
That's funny.
I do gotta be fair though. You're right. Like he's gotta prove to be Jerry and not let them hands go. Just stalk around like a freaking weirdo. JT, New Orleans.
So interesting, you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment, no, that was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. You know, we're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'll kill this mother. Why do you have to talk like that? Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Looks like he's just listening, going out to Keeman, Florida.
I opened the door for audiences in all of sports to go back to the way it was in Jesus' name. Amen. It's done. The fight, I'm making $10 million. I'm not really worried about what he's making on him.
I believe you.
That's why you're going to see. In Jesus' name. Amen. With Earl Smith.
Man, you're not fighting those shut the fuck up.
Oh.
Yo. What up, man?
What up?
Not much, man. Good interview, man. Obviously I didn't know who the guy was or anything about him, but I've always said, man, I enjoy when fighters come, on this show or any show, they do them interviews and they talk that, they talk that talk, man.
Keem, get your microphone away from your clothes or something.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is that better? It was rubbing on my shirt. I've always said, man, I like when guys come on the show, they talk that talk, they big up themselves. I said the same thing about Jerry Forrest, though. I enjoyed his interview, and he had me hype on him, and he didn't show up. I enjoyed it. I think fighters should do that more, man. It brings attention to you, it brings eyes, and that's important in this sport, man. So, just like you said, I wouldn't have watched that fight. I wouldn't have paid attention to the guy. I didn't know who he was, but now I do, and now I am going to pay attention. Now I want to see this 6 foot, welterweight.
So do I. I do want to see a 6 foot welterweight that claims to have boxing skills, that's inspired by Pernell Whitaker. I mean, he said all the right things. That's why I said I hope he's not Jerry Forrest. King Amin, what up?
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Yo, TBV. Another one.
What up, champ?
Yo, I'm coolin', man. Great interview. Y'all hear me good? I'm coming through good?
Yep.
All right, so, I think we looked at a lot of cats. I mean, that's why I keep saying the welterweight division. Now, he's basically how we feel about Boot stateside. That's how they feel about this guy. You know what I'm saying? And like the welterweight division, to me, the heavyweight division is getting deep, but the welterweight division is still going to be the deepest, man. So if this guy, he's on our radar, I think quicker than Chris Eubank or Conor Benn. Like Conor Benn, I think both them guys was, there was a few fights in the name we heard of him, but this guy, he has less recognition and he's out there quicker. So I'm definitely going to watch him. Just like the kid Vidal, Mitty, you know the kid name from the UK? I think he cruiserweight Vidal Riley, yeah. So listen, man. Shout out to them dudes. Shout out to South London. Shout out to Peckham. Shout out to Brixton Hill. Shout out to Brixton.
How you know about Peckham, man? That's where I live, bro.
Come on, Mitty. So say, talk to me offline one day, man. Y'all don't know. King Amin of Essex, man. It's no joke, boy.
Oh, so I always thought Essex was Essex, New Jersey. You talking about Essex, London?
Nah, look, so here's a quick story. Yo, Essex County, New Jersey. I met some family at a funeral. Jamaicans travel. I met some family at a funeral. They bugged me out because they was black as me, telling me we got family from Cuba. They talking about they from the UK. So I started connecting with them over the years and, traveled. So I kind of just been bridging that gap. You know what I'm saying? Just like we connected with our cousins from down south or from like I connected with them. So I traveled a little bit. So I know a little bit about nothing.
That's what's up. Yo. Yeah, I never found no long lost relatives, but that is pretty dope to find out you got family in a whole nother country. Looking like CYP in Cali.
What's good?
What up?
Anyway, I ain't here to do too much talking, but for all the UK, USA who thought I was done with the boxing bars, nope. We got that new league. Me and Idris signed off to it. We all created it, all agreed to the rules, and ain't no bullying him. He decided on the judges. I'm cool with whoever was picked. We going at it 2 rounds. 2 rounds for the undisputed. If he wins, he's undisputed. If I win, I'm the franchise champion in the back channel. And anybody is allowed to come back there and battle me. You got to bring 2 rounds. You can say whatever the hell you want to say, and the judge is going to judge you. If I lose, I'm done. If he win, he the ultimate champion. Can't nobody say nothing to Idris or the UK. If y'all want that, we go before Boxing Bars on the back channel. That's all I'm saying. I'm promoting it all week. Finally, we get to see who really the best rapper is without no UK bias. See what be out.
Yo, I'm sorry. I don't. To the people that are hating on the fact that Terrence's name's in the title, like, go to hell. Like, fuck you. Like, what's your problem? Like, why are you talking so much shit? Like, and first of all, why don't you come to the chat? First of all, why don't you come to the chat instead of DMing me like a little bitch?
Whoa.
And but I'm saying, like, people are trying to make it sound. I'm just, you know what? I'm not even gonna go there.
Bro, what did they? You gotta tell us what they said. How'd somebody make you that mad that you're like cursing?
I never even heard you curse.
Listen,
bro, I just it just makes me upset because, like, somebody earlier had said something in the chat and that was cool. Like, I'm good. You say it in the chat, awesome. But for you to come and DM me talking shit, like, and especially about the show, and like if I'm gonna be like, yeah, you're right, it sucks. Oh my god, like, yo, we're trying to get Chris attention. Like, what do you think we're trying to do? It's about Chris. It's about getting people to know him.
It's even better if you don't, address them.
You're right. I regretted it.
Leave them in your DM, man.
You're right. I regretted it immediately. You're right. No, you're absolutely right, Mitty. I regretted it immediately. I shouldn't have even given them the clout.
Why? You said go to hell.
That's why I'm not even gonna give them. I'm not gonna give the name. I don't care. I don't even know who this is, to be honest with you.
Hey, what happened?
You can't let people get you that upset, bro.
I know. You're right. It just like, if I were to read it, which I'm not, y'all would see why I got upset, because they're trying to attack it like.
And I can't let go. Yo, you need to get that better mix, man. I just heard it today that it says, and I'm emotional, and I can't let go. Like, I didn't even hear that all these days, bro. Like, word is born. Get your shit mixed and mastered, homie. Call me Nitpick Ness.
Sound snob.
Emotional.
Why you emotional? Is you emotional yet? See, that sounds clear, no? I'm just saying. Sony commission. Or should I say
board member?
Should I say entrepreneur?
Hey, what's good, TVB? Good morning.
What up?
Hey, what up? Hey, yo, shout out to Coach Smitty for hooking us up with the UK fighter. Always good to hear about these young up and coming fighters. That was the idea for the whole Prospect Wednesday show. So much love to Mitty. You know what I'm saying? And much love to TBV.
All right. He ain't gonna talk about that elephant in the room. I heard you. Steve in Chicago. Yo, Jessica McCaskill, ain't she fighting this week? No, Steve just listening. We going to
next week, right?
TJ. TJ. What up? Just listening. Going once, twice. Oh, what's that? Ain't 509? Ain't that Alex? He just listening though. What up, Alex in Fresno? Jeez. All right, so that's it. We are done. Final thoughts are these.
Well, I got some new thoughts
on
Chris Kongo.
Oh, you got new thoughts on Chris Kongo. Go ahead, then. I won't get finals then.
Well, he went from the guy being stuck in traffic.
That's right.
To the guy that I really want. To the guy that I'm really excited about in UK. Look, I remember when Mike was on here. He came on over here with Joshua Buatsi, and I got to know him a little bit, even though he's he's in the shadows as far as being on camera really a lot. But now we got Chris Kongo, and we got a 6-foot welterweight.
That is what's most interesting, right? Like, that's crazy. I think Mitty should have led with that. Like, hey, guys, I got this
6 feet tall.
6 feet tall. And it's like, whoa. Could he make weight? No one asked him the weight question. How long can he make the weight?
He makes weight. Like, he's on weight right now. He's usually like very like he's slender. Like he doesn't get chubby or anything.
His body composition is like that. Huh?
Yeah, but at the same time, like that's why I ask him, like, where does he see himself? Like, I think I see him at 154, 160, but I know he can make 147.
I mean, you got guys like Fendora though that are pretty tall, bro.
Yeah. It's about like, I guess, like where you get like at least within the next 2 years, where do you get the most attractive fights? And I think it's at 147, right? And after that, like, why not? If you clean up, then go to 154.
I mean, if the frame carries it well, why not? I guess.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, man. And also, would you not rather be like the tallest, more powerful or stronger fighters in one division, rather than just moving to the other one and becoming like not one of the smallest, but just like the normal, the average?
No.
Yo,
they saying he's 6'1".
He has an edge right now.
This guy Hashman's been acting like he knows him more than you. He says he's 6'1".
Hey, why not? Maybe he knows it more than me. Who knows?
That's Hash, man. Salute the Hash, man.
But actually, I just seen what your name is, Champ. How's that Hash?
You know the Hash, man, bro.
How's that Hash, Champ? How many let me be quiet. Goods and services. Goods and services.
Yo, all right. Final thoughts. Let's go so we can get this other one going.
Yeah, we're supposed to get out of here. We're waiting
I
on
want to
Doomy.
get this. I want to get this one.
Doomy with his new thoughts.
I don't even want to. You know what? No intro. No outro for me.
Next
Let's
GTO,
go.
I'm good. I'm ready to go for the third round champs. Let's go.
And we coming back, just so y'all know. We coming
wow.
back. So if you ain't following, you ain't subbed, you ain't got your notifications, then you ain't going to know when we live. And we about to go live again.
Damn, I didn't even know that, bro. Samson Lewickovic was just came out of surgery, bro. He freaking had a successful cancer surgery, so shout out to him.
Shout out to him, man.
Wow.
Fudge cancer.
For those that don't know, Samson Lewickovic is responsible for Manny Pacquiao, Sergio Martinez,
currently
Jason Rosario, Michelle Rivera, the Panamanian we were talking about as well. There's gonna be fighting everybody. But yeah, we're out.
All right.
Oh yeah, Fortuna as well. Shout out. Peace.
All right, peace, guys.
Bye.